What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this week's What's for Dinner. Thank you so much for stopping by. This week I have a couple really great meals to show you guys, and I hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. It helps your girl out. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you around and part of my YouTube family. And let's just get into this week's What's for Dinner.
I could be the best thing in your life. You got me singing. You look like a guy who could treat me right.
Okay guys, so the first meal was the Southwest chicken. This is such a good one, guys. I definitely recommend it. I used cilantro, black beans, green chilies, corn, some red pepper I had in the freezer, and some seasonings, and of course some chicken. So here I am just getting the cilantro chopped up. And then the red peppers chopped up in little pieces as well. And I'm toweling them off because they were in the freezer. And then I'm just gonna mix all this together, the black beans, the corn, the cilantro, and the red peppers, and then the green chilies as well. And then I'm just gonna put together the cumin, the garlic powder, the black pepper, salt, and guys, the recipes are all down below that I have recipes for linked below. And now I have my greased baking pan, and I'm gonna cut the chicken into smaller pieces so they cook better. I seasoned the chicken with salt, and then I also put the seasoning on, and now I'm just laying down this mixture on top. And then I grated 2 cups of Colby Jack cheese. And on the side, I served it with this rice. And this is what dinner looked like, and so yummy, guys. This had so much flavor. I definitely recommend this meal. My family loved it. And we had margaritas on the side, which was perfect. So I definitely recommend that if you like a margarita. The next night we had spaghetti, and this is the Aldi spaghetti sauce, and some avocado oil, salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning. I like to put a lot of garlic in mine. So there's garlic, and then the sweet onion. And I'm just chopping the garlic and onion and getting that ready to saute in the pan. And I'm just going to heat that up until the onion is translucent, and then I'm going to add my garlic in right at the end, and then I will get my ground beef browned up. And I like to season it with Italian seasoning, just a little handful. And then here I am putting in the tomato basil Aldi spaghetti sauce. This stuff is actually really good. I had not tried it, so definitely recommend it. And I added a couple teaspoons, like 2 teaspoons of raw sugar, just to balance the acidity of the dish. And then I got my noodles boiling. And this is what dinner looked like. I served it alongside some mini peppers and some ranch, and it was so, so good. The next one is Cajun shrimp and rice. So I got the long grain rice, parsley, smoked paprika, garlic powder, oregano, onion powder, black pepper, and then cayenne pepper and crushed red pepper, which I didn't put in the recipe because of my girls. Some garlic and salt, some chicken bone broth, and then these shrimp, which are raw and frozen. And then here I'm just making the seasoning, which is all the seasonings except for cayenne pepper and pepper flakes, just because I didn't want to make it too spicy for my kids. And again, guys, this recipe is linked below for all the exact measurements. And now I have 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to put that in my pan, and the shrimp. So you mix the shrimp in with the butter and seasoning, with half the seasoning. And then you just put that in the pan and you cook them until they are opaque, which is just about 4 minutes. And then I put it off to the side in foil to stay hot until the end of this dish. And in the pan, I am using 2 more tablespoons of butter, melting that down with the garlic, the bone broth, and the other half of the seasonings, and then the rice. And I'm going to bring that to a boil and get the rice cooked up.
Drops and raindrops, motion got me all faded. My heart got me going all crazy, and I won't be walking away. Yeah, I'm a fool. Yeah, I got love blind, and ooh yeah, got my heart out, and it's cold.
And then 15 minutes later, I add the shrimp back in and get that all nice and warmed up together. And I sprinkled it with parsley just to give it a little bit of green. I definitely recommend fresh parsley, but I did not have any on hand. Guys, this meal was really, really good, and I definitely recommend making like a sauce with it. Like a garlic lemon aioli would be really good on top of this. We like sauces in this family, but that's all we thought it needed. Otherwise, it's so good. The next meal is the mushroom beef tips and gravy. This is a crock pot meal and it's so good. So I start out by browning the beef tips in some butter just to get them some color and some flavor. And then I salt and pepper them and get those browned up and throw those in my crock pot. And then here I am just slicing up some bella mushrooms, and I just did a pound of those. You could definitely use like 2 pounds. I think that'd be really good if you like mushrooms. We love mushrooms, and I think I would do that next time. And then you add the beef broth, which is 2 cups. And again, guys, this recipe is linked below. And then we use garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, and Worcestershire sauce. And then I had some wine on hand, so I used 2 tablespoons of red wine, but you don't have to use that. I think it would be good, really good without it. And then I used a teaspoon of Italian seasoning as well. And I also sprinkled in some sugar. And here I'm just pushing the meat and vegetables down and I'm covering it. And then here I am making the cornstarch thickener, which is half a cup of the juices in the crock pot when it's cooked up, and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and then I just let that cook for another 30 minutes. And I cooked this on low for 7 hours, so this was at like 6 hours and 30 minutes mark. And then on the side, I just used some Bob Evans mashed potatoes. These are really good and easy. And this is what it looked like, guys. It's so good. I definitely recommend this, especially when fall is just around the corner. Definitely recommend this. So much flavor. And I served it alongside some peas and on top of some mashed potatoes. Now the next recipe is just some sheet pan chicken and vegetables. I used some chicken thighs and some Cajun seasoning. And that's just like an all-purpose Greek seasoning. And I just used frozen chicken thighs and it worked really well. I had some that were bone-in and some that were boneless, and I just cooked them all for an hour and it worked perfectly. And I just topped them with some Cajun seasoning. And garlic powder and onion powder. And I threw that in the oven for an hour. And while that was in the oven, I got my other vegetables ready. I did broccoli and sweet potatoes, and I put these in at the 30-minute left mark for my chicken. This is like a really easy meal if you just have some chicken on hand and some vegetables to roast. And then I also added like 3 cloves of garlic into my veggies and tossed those with the oil and the salt and pepper. It's so good and so easy, guys, and so much flavor. And then I roasted these up for 30 minutes in the oven with the chicken that had already been in there for 30 minutes. And this is what it looks like when it's all done, all roasted up. This was a really, really good meal. And I definitely recommend this if you are busy and you just have some chicken in the fridge or freezer and some veggies that are good for roasting. Definitely recommend it, guys. So yummy. Now guys, if you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe. If you are not, I would love to have you around. And I hope you guys enjoyed this What's for Dinner. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.